Hi, today we are talking about imagination and how important it is when it comes to manifesting. A lot of us have imagination, but we really don't use it as we should. And that's because, I don't know, I guess because we're adults and we're like, I don't have time for that. I don't know. But if you've watched The Secret, do you remember when the guy was on the couch and he was pretending like he was driving a car? That's the kind of imagination I want you to use. And for me, I want to share with you one of them that recently came. When I was doing a manifestation for a dog, but right now I was like, well, I don't have time really too much, but I know I want one because I love doggies. So what I did was, this was my dog. I got this from some kind of garage sale, something like that. So this was my dog. And what I did was, when I was laying down or anything like that, I would lay in the bed and I would just pet him. I would just keep petting him, pretending like he was licking me and pet him. And then I would just lay down and like he was laying beside me. And honestly, yeah, when I was first doing it, I felt stupid. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an adult playing with a stuffed animal. But guess what? Look what I got. And actually he's a foster, or she's a foster. I'm taking care of her for a rescue until she gets adopted. But I was doing that because I love dogs, dog stress, and then the opportunity came for me to foster a dog, and I hesitated on it, and my husband talked me like, wait a minute, this is the opportunity to do it. And not only that, guess what? This certain dog that I have now was the first dog I've wanted, and it was on my vision board probably about 6 years ago until I turned to wanting a Pomsky. But she's a Alaskan Klee. Her name is Luna, and she's doing very well. She's actually was a former puppy mill dog, so she's like lived her life in a cage for all 4 years of her life. And so what my job is to do as a foster is get her used to being petted, people, and she's doing so well. And I don't know if anybody's seen like those sad commercials with the dogs locked up and everything, but that's what her situation was. This was a real life situation for her, and I feel so good doing that. But back to imagination, it's about child's play. I call this exercise child's play because not many of us do it no more. I mean, not even kids anymore. We're so into this technology. The children are playing games and everything's digital, but when you're between the ages of 1 and 5, that's the best time because you have all this imagination and people just accept it. They're like, oh, look how cute. She's pretending to be this or he's pretending to be that. But then after a while, guess what? At, 6 teenage years, all that stuff, they tell you to be serious. They tell you you've heard the word no so many times. Stop doing that. Don't act silly. And then we start losing it little by little, and it's really sad. So my challenge for you is to do some imagining. Can't talk. Some imagination. Pick something that you want that you can imagine and do some playtime with it. Like I said, with the stuffed dog, I pretended like this was my doggie. I mean, I didn't go out and put a leash on her and walk the stuffed animal down the street, but hey, I'm not stopping you for doing that. So there's limits, but there's not really limits because that would be cool. I mean, but how many people are going to actually do that? But what it is when you're doing this, it's getting it in your mind, and your mind needs to know that that's real. So if you're doing it, it kind of brings that vibration and brings whatever you're doing to you to make it real. So that's why imagination is so big. Every invention, everything that was thought of or made or accomplished, somebody saw it in their mind first before it actually was done. And again, that's what the imagination part is. So again, your challenge for this video is to find something you want and pretend like you have it. Go a whole day pretending. I mean, if you are brave enough, and hopefully you are, because the bravest ones of us that can do this in public is the ones that can really achieve like almost anything. But Go out, do it. So if you see somebody with a baby doll carrying around, maybe they're trying to manifest a baby. So don't judge. You don't know what their story is, but that imagination is great. So I want you to go back. I mean, even think back when you were a child. What did you want to do? What did you like to do? What did you like to play? And then kind of go back into that play. My husband, actually, he liked to perform in front of toys. So he would put his toys together, and I don't think he minds me sharing this, but he used to put his toys together and perform for his action figures and toys and everything. And when we found, oh, hold on, doggy's talking. When we was, maybe it was a few years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, he actually got to do that performance in real life. He raps and had a group that to where he went and performed a couple of times. And, you know, that was one of his imaginations that came to reality. So maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe you want to act. Maybe you want to be, you know, you're going to be a nurse or a doctor or something like that. Hey, pretend, especially if you have kids, this is your opportunity to sit and play with them. I mean, put them in your play. So you're doing two things at once. You're interacting with your children, and you're also creating in your mind. But, you know, if you don't have kids, hey, who cares? Go do something. Pretend it like it is, and then share with me. I want to see what you guys are doing, what you're trying to manifest. If you're not sure what to do for your pretend, send me a comment, and you know, maybe I can help you out with what exercise you can do to use your imagination to bring that to reality. So good luck, guys, and let me know how it goes.